Okay, so this video is going to be for 7.4 Trig Ratios, the Algebra Review, and the Application and Extension. Okay, starting with the Algebra Review, we have solve 7x minus 4 is less than or equal to 45. We're going to start by adding 4 to both sides. So now we have 7x is less than or equal to 49. Next step is we're going to divide both sides by 7. And we get x is less than or equal to 7. Okay, next one. We have 6 plus 5 times the quantity of negative 4n plus 1 is greater than or equal to negative 149. We're going to start by subtracting 6 from both sides. So we end up with 5 times the quantity of negative 4n plus 1 is greater than or equal to negative 155. Then we're going to divide both sides by 5. So we get negative 4n plus 1 is greater than or equal to negative 31. Then we're going to subtract 1 from both sides. So we get negative 4n is greater than or equal to negative 32. And then we're going to divide both sides by negative 4. We get n is less than or equal to 8. We had to flip the sign because we divided by a negative number. The next one, factor n squared minus 8n plus 16. So we need two numbers that multiply to get 16 and add or subtract to get 8. So we get n minus 4 and n minus 4. Next one, factor 10x squared plus 34x plus 12. We're going to start by dividing everything by 2. Then we're going to get 5x squared plus 17x plus 6. So now we need two numbers that multiply. We're going to get a combination of 30 and add or subtract to get 17. So we get 5x plus 2 and x plus 3. Okay, next one, graph x plus y is equal to negative 3. We have to put it into y equals mx plus b form, so we're going to subtract x from both sides. So we get y is equal to negative x minus 3. That's the same as y is equal to negative 1 over 1 x minus 3. So we're going to start at negative 3, go down 1 to the right 1. Start at negative 3, down 1 to the right 1, and connect our lines. Okay. Next one, we have x plus 5y is equal to negative 10. I'm going to subtract x from both sides. We get 5y is equal to negative x minus 10. Divide everything by 5. And we get y is equal to negative 1 over 5x minus 2. So we're going to start at negative 2, go down 1 to the right 5. Start at negative 2, go down 1 to the right 5. Okay, next one. Says find the sine of A, find the cosine of A, and find the tangent of A. So our sine is our opposite over our hypotenuse, cosine is adjacent over the hypotenuse, and tangent is the opposite over the adjacent. Opposite over hypotenuse is 8 over 17. Adjacent over hypotenuse is 15 over 17. And opposite over adjacent is 8 over 15. And none of them can be reduced. Okay, next one says, find x to the nearest tenth. We have the adjacent, so we're going to use cosine. So we have the cosine of 20 is equal to our adjacent, which is our x, over our hypotenuse, which is 15. Multiply both sides by 15. Plug it into our calculator. 15 times the cosine of 20. And we get 14.1. Okay, next three are word problems. Okay, so the algebros go paintballing. Mr. Kelly and Mr. Sullivan climb up and lie on top of a shed that is 5 feet off the ground. So we're going to start by drawing that. The others send Mr. Brust up a tree to hide, and he was doing a great job picking off the competition when he stands up and shouts, "Guys, gee, I'm in a tree." So we're going to draw that part. The guys on the shed decide to just take him out so he doesn't give away their position. They look up at a 45-degree angle. So we draw that part. And they know that the tree is 40 feet in front of them. How far will Mr. Brust fall out of the tree when they shoot him? So we want to know the whole height of the tree, but we need to start with the part we need to find of x. So that is our opposite over our adjacent, so we're going to use tangent. We have the tangent of 65 is equal to our opposite, which is x, over our adjacent, which is 40. We're going to multiply both sides by 40. So we type 40 tangent of 65 into our calculator. We get 85.8. But we still have this 5 feet here, so we have to add 5 to that. So our final answer that he'll be falling out of this tree is going to be 90.8 feet. Over here. Okay, next one. Okay, Mr. Kelly wants to hang icicle Christmas lights and wants them to cover exactly from his roof to the top of his window. He really doesn't want to get up the ladder to measure, so he decides to use some trigonometry. He walks 25 feet away from his house. So we have to draw that part. So his house with a window, and he's walking 25 feet away. And measures the angle to the top of the window to be 59 degrees. Then he measures the angle to the roof to be 66 degrees. How far will the icicle be? So we want to know x. So we need to know this tiny angle here. So 66 minus 59, which is 7. So 7 degrees is that tiny angle there. And now we have the opposite and the hypotenuse. I mean the opposite and the adjacent. Because x is our opposite and 25 is our adjacent. So that means we have the tangent of 7 is equal to x over 25. Going to multiply both sides by 25. So 25 times the tangent of 7, and we get 3.1 feet. Okay, last one. Mr. Brust is an Egyptologist. In fact, he's so into all things Egypt that he is building a pyramid in his backyard. The pyramid has a square base and its sides are inclined at 52 degrees. He wants the pyramid to be 100 yards tall. So we need to draw that part. So it needs to be 100 yards tall. It needs to be 52 degrees. But he isn't sure if he has enough room in his backyard. His backyard is a rectangle with dimensions 150 by 200. Does he have enough room to build the pyramid? Why or why not? So we want to find x. So we have the opposite and the adjacent, so we're going to use tangent. So the tangent of 52 is equal to 100 over x. So x is equal to 100 divided by tan of 52. Plug that into the calculator. And we get that x is equal to 78.1 yards.